Hello everyone, my name is Mark and I like to make music. If you've watched my channel before, you know I usually arrange music for a cappella groups or for handbell choirs, but sometimes I like to react to music videos. In this video, I'll be reacting to The Way You Make Me Feel, a Michael Jackson cover by VoicePlay featuring DJYoung. I've only heard the original song once or twice before, since it's not my favorite Michael Jackson song, but I am sure that VoicePlay's cover will be magnificent. Their covers are always very good, and DJYoung has a voice that I'm sure will work very well with Michael Jackson's style. Just a reminder, this will be a reaction and analysis. I will be stopping every now and then to comment on things I notice. I will primarily focus on music and performance techniques or arrangement decisions, but I might also comment on videography choices if something really stands out. And as always, if you're watching a reaction video, make sure you go and watch the original video as well, so we can support the other artists in their work. I'll be linking it below so you can see it without any pauses. Alright, I think that is everything. Let's get started with The Way You Make Me Feel, a Michael Jackson cover by VoicePlay featuring DJYoung.
Hey pretty baby with the high heels on, you give me fever like I've never ever known. You're just a product of loveliness. I like the groove of your walk, your talk, your dress. I feel your fever from miles around. I'll pick you up in my car and we'll paint the town. Just kiss me baby and tell me twice that you're the one for me. The way you make me feel.
Nice start. Kind of what I was expecting, DJYoung having the lead, because like I said in the little intro, his voice is probably the most similar to Michael Jackson's of any of the people in VoicePlay. Ellie or Caesar might be able to make it work, but they would have to be modifying their voices. DJYoung's voice is actually pretty close to what Michael Jackson sounded like. So yeah, about what I expected in terms of who is doing what parts. Jeff's bass intro, very good, as always. A little louder than I was expecting, but that could just because I had the volume too high anyways. But nice, chill opening. That's pretty close to the original, if I remember correctly. A little bit, I think the original had a little bit more background type stuff, whereas this was very, very basic. Just really two parts with a little bit of background stuff coming in. We'll watch it again, see what else I pick up on.
Hey pretty baby with the high heels on, you give me fever like I've never ever known. You're just a product of loveliness. I like the groove of your walk, your talk, your dress.
And DJ's got a nice little breathiness in his voice. It's not something I always like in songs, but I think it really fits for this particular, at least verse of the song. It's a nice touch to demonstrate the thoughts that I would expect in this song. And it looks like this is going to be a really simple, as far as videography goes. Just the 5 of them in a row, 1 or 2 camera shots on each person. But like it so far.
I feel your fever from miles around. I'll pick you up in my car and we'll paint the town. Just kiss me baby and tell me twice.
I like the doo-doos with those 3 background voices. We don't have any vocal percussion yet. It's all just the doos, oohs, and then Jeff's bass line with DJ's lead. Yeah, keep going.
That you're the one for me. The way.
That's a nice example of the breathiness I was talking about, because he had his pitch and it was right on pitch, and pulled back into his head voice, which was a nice touch for that leap he made. But then that breathiness was a nice effect for that area.
You make me feel. You really turn me on. You knock me off of my feet now, babe. feel. My lonely days are gone. My lonely days are gone. I like the feeling you're giving.
And there, I'm really going into the acapella feel for the acapella feel for this song, because I'm pretty sure in the original, like that, the very first thing is pretty not quite acapella because it's still 80s music, so it's got some of the synth and stuff, but a lot more pulled back in terms of instrumentation. And then right when that verse starts, they would have brought in more instruments in the original, but they're keeping it with that really acapella feel, still no vocal percussion. Very nice harmonies between the 5 of them. I do like this so far.
Me, yeah. Just hold me, baby, and I'm in ecstasy. Oh, I'll be working.
We switched to Caesar. I'm not sure when we switched. I'll go back to see when we switched. But Caesar took over the lead. Like I said, Caesar is one of the other ones who I probably could have seen doing the lead with Michael Jackson. So let's see if this is where it is. So we're still on DJ.
I like the feeling you're giving me.
Yeah, so on the right when we switched to the verse, it switched to Caesar. He's even more breathy in this part of his range for this song than DJ was. But so shows how good they are that I didn't realize that they had switched singers until I was really looking and saw that the mouse was matching exactly with lead, and there was no harmony that was the same words.
Yeah, just hold me, baby, and I'm in ecstasy. Well, I'll be working from 9 to 5 to buy you things just to keep you by my side. I never felt so in love before. Just promise, baby, you'll love me forevermore. I swear I'm keeping you satisfied. Cause you're the one for me. Way you make.
So they switched between the 3 guys who I mentioned earlier as possibilities. For the lead, they switched between all 3 of them during that verse. Nice. Does that mean I listened to VoicePlay so much they knew that's what they were going to do? But their voices all worked. And they switched between all 3 of them throughout that verse. And of course they all did it slightly differently, but good versions of that lead in that verse. It looks like we're going to the chorus with Ellie on lead this time.
Keeping you satisfied. Cause you're the one for me. The way you make me.
And we had started snapping, not vocal percussion, but some body percussion. About halfway through that verse, I believe, is when that started. So nice bringing in more, but still very a cappella sounding.
Really make me feel. Really turn me on. Really turn me on. Knock me off of my feet now, baby. Hey, my lonely days are gone. My lonely days are
gone. Something like that. With Jeff's bass voice. I mean, he's just nice, real chill bass the whole time. Or something very close to that. He's using different syllables than I was. But nice use of that bass part. Very simple. Sounds like a bass, like the instrument, not a singer. But I like the little timbre his voice had on that lower note. Go back a little bit.
really make me feel. Really turn me on. Really turn me on. Knock me off of my feet.
And the background parts here, earlier it was more of a ooh for a lot of it. Now we've switched to ha 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 or something ha ha. But we're gonna add the ha sound in there. Really leaning into that breathy sound for this whole song, which is a cool touch.
Now, baby, hey, my lonely days are gone. My lonely days are gone.
Right on there. they were showing Lane, and I definitely picked out his voice stronger than the others. Sounded like he even had some layers of After Effects on his voice in particular. Sounds like Jeff's about to take over. I'll go back and watch most of that again.
You really turned me on. You knocked me off.
Another thing I was going to say, but I forgot. Along with the ha-has, the background voices are repeating elements of the lead, or doing harmony chords on those lead words, which is a technique that is very common in a cappella, but is not as common in VoicePlay's covers as it is in some others.
On my feet now, baby. Hey, my lonely days.
Hey. I was singing wrong notes, but I like the way he did that lift on his voice there. He sounded good doing that.
So cold. Hey.
I like the feeling you're giving me.
I love the feeling.
So the lead has switched to Jeff, but we've got mainly DJ doing like a call and response to Jeff's lead, which is a nice touch, different from all of the other verses. I want to go back and hear that again.
I love the feeling.
It's not really a call and response, it's more of a descant over it, but it's a nice touch.
Only days are gone.
Further than having to go back.
I like the feeling you're giving me.
I love the feeling. The click you give me.
I like the feeling you're giving me.
And this is like a bridge more than a verse or a chorus, but it sounds pretty cool with the Jeff on lead, but it's not really a lead line. It's more of a here's an idea, and then DJ is doing his little descant over it. It's a very nice juxtaposition. We've got the lower voice with Jeff, higher voice with DJ, and it's a very cool sound. Some really impressive vocal technique to get some of those little runs that he's doing, that DJ is doing.
Never felt so in love before. Just promise, baby, you'll love me forevermore.
I swear I'm keeping you satisfied, 'cause you're the one for me.
That whole little section was cool. The most replayed is exactly what I want to watch again. Forgot what I was going to say just as I noticed the most replayed, but doing it again.
Love before. Just promise, baby, you'll love me forevermore.
I swear
I meant to go further than that.
giving me.
The click you give me.
I like the feeling you're giving me.
I never felt.
So right here, they switched out of the bridge they were in that was like building just the back and forth, some harmonic progression, building that tension. And now we've switched into the next section where we're getting into more of like that verse type feel that we had earlier.
So in love before.
And we've also switched so that it's like a full 4 or 5 part choir singing just harmonies on the words, not nearly as many oohs and such. And I'm not quite sure who had the lead, but it wasn't Jeff anymore. But then we'll be switching between singers again, if I remember correctly.
Just promise, baby, you'll love me forevermore.
I swear I'm keeping you satisfied.
That chord is a chord we've not had at all so far this song. most of the songs have been more typical. I don't want to say less interesting, because chords are always interesting, but they have less dissonance in them, because this chord has added like a seventh or something, and was a minor chord that has not happened yet, I'm pretty sure. So that's a nice change in the chord structure in this section with Jeff back on the lead.
'Cause you're the one for me.
The way you make me feel.
That's a fun harmony there too. I think it was just two or three parts, but they were like only one or two notes apart, so very, very dissonant right in there, which is fun.
The way you make me, the way you make me feel.
Took us 2 minutes 45 seconds to get the first actual vocal percussion in this song. Everything else has been body percussion or just singing. First vocal percussion happens 2 minutes 45 seconds in.
You really turn me on. You knock me off of my feet now, baby. My lonely days are gone. Oh, give it to me. Give me some time.
Or something very close to that is what Jeff is singing for his bass part. Fun bass line. And we're getting some nice higher harmonies with the middle three voices, or the middle three people sitting on the stage. Some nice harmonies with them, with Lane starting his vocal percussion.
I'm gonna be my girl. I'm gonna make you mine. Ain't nobody business. Ain't nobody business but mine and my baby.
And that very, very definitely Michael Jackson sound. He did a much better version of it than I did. Yeah.
Hey pretty baby with the high heels on. You give me fever like I've never ever known. By my side.
So yeah, I enjoyed that. Probably not something I'm going to listen to again, just because this particular style of music is not something I listen to a lot. But I did enjoy it. Let me see who arranged it. Oh, Jeff. Okay. So it sounds different than most of Jeff's arrangements. But was his Jeff arrangement. Still a good song. Some very cool harmonies in there. Some techniques that VoicePlay hasn't used in a while. I'm sure they have used them in the past. It's just not something they've used in a while. But still, I enjoyed that. I do agree that DJYoung was probably the best to do the lead for most of that song. Like I said at the beginning of the video, his voice is very similar to Michael Jackson's. And I liked Jeff's bass lines. Those were fun. I mean, really, we're only focusing on really featuring DJ, which, I mean, they called it featuring DJ, so that makes sense. And the other parts were still good. They were not as, like, hey, look at how cool Caesar is, look how cool Ellie is. They're still very good performers, and they did a very good job in this arrangement. It just was very definitely focusing on DJ. And an interesting choice to have the first vocal percussion happen about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way through the song. That's a fun choice that I liked for this arrangement. Yeah, so I didn't have as many deep diving things as I will sometimes have, but I still enjoyed that video. So I hope you guys did too. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you found that interesting or meaningful in some way. If you did, please leave a like or comment and subscribe. It does help smaller creators like myself reach wider audiences. If you have any suggestions for future reactions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to get them as soon as possible. I do prefer blind reactions, but I am open to any suggestions you have, even if I've already seen the video. Thanks again, and goodbye.